Hey guys, welcome to the Blind Squirrel Whiskey Tasting. I'm so excited to share with y'all. I've got all the bottles bought, got all the prizes bought. This is our informational, letting you see what the 12 bottles will be video, and letting you know all the things that you need to know before it all comes out. So let's first talk about, we have some informational stuff to go out, and then we will start talking about the bottles of whiskey. First, when you receive your package, some will be mailed, some of you live locally, so I can hand you your package. You'll get a box in the mail, and it'll have 12 bottles this size. On the bottle will be a sticker, and it'll have numbers 1 through 12. That's all it'll have on it. And then you'll also receive a card that looks just like this. So on this card, there's 2 QR codes. The first QR code over here has tasting notes. Hear me say this. First of all, the goal of this is to be fun. It's not, yes, it's a competition, but the hope behind this is just to be fun. No one in here, some of you consume a lot more whiskey than others, but I don't think that any of you here are taking deep breaths and going, oh, I can smell the cinnamon. There's an ounce of cinnamon in this bottle, and there's a little bit of nutmeg. If you are, cool, that's all, you will clearly win. I drink whiskey, and it all tastes like whiskey. It smells like whiskey to me. But on this side, there is a QR code you can scan that has each bottle that's in its tasting notes, so you know what the distillery says it smells and tastes like. It might help you when you're guessing. It might not help you at all. I just put it in there to be nice. This is the QR code that matters. The other QR code is a Google Doc. On this QR code, so to give the example, you get your first, I have a pour here that's not in the thing. This is actually Granddad's 7-year. I smelled it. I don't even know. Guess what? It smelled. Maybe I smell honey. I feel like anything that smells sweet, I say it's honey. But I like it for the price. So you'll get a bottle this size, and there's enough for you to do so if you're the guy that wants to pour it all in your glass, first go and drink it and try to figure out what it is, cool. Or you can divide it into 2 where maybe you need to come back and try it again. But so let's say this one says number 1 on it. You pour it in your glass and you try it. You can go to your Google Doc and it'll say sample number 1, and you guess what you think it is. And then next to it, it asks you, that's actually a drop down screen. So you'll go to the drop down screen and rate it 1 to 5 stars, however many you think it is. Because when we all get said and done, I'll do another video. I think I said I'll do it in January. I don't remember what date I said. Maybe January 2nd or 3rd, or even at the end of January. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look at what the date said for January. But I will, announce who got the most sample guesses right. But I'll also tell you, I'll take everybody how they starred them and go, this bottle blindly got the most stars of any bottle. So you'll do both of those things. How you choose to consume your 12 bottles is your business. I'm getting it to you. I will mail it. I go out of town for Thanksgiving. I'll be home the Saturday or Sunday after Thanksgiving. As soon as I get home that Monday, they'll be shipped. So right there at the end of November. So you should be getting them the first week of December. You have literally a month to try them. If you want to try all 12 in one day, I don't recommend that. You're not going to feel great about yourself the next day. You can do that, or you can break it up. That's why it's a Google Doc. You can do 2 or 3 of them at one time, guess, and then come back to it the next day, however you want to do it. So that's how it breaks down. Again, I will send another text reminding everybody that it needs to be, the guesses need to be in by this date so that we know who the winner is, who the losers are, all the above. On those things. One side's tasting notes, QR code. One side is Google Doc. Make sure you fill those out if you care anything about winning. So before we start the whiskey bottles, the 12 that will be in the contest, and I'll show the prize bottles at the end. There's 3 prizes for this contest. I took a lot of people's ideas. I will give credit to Joe Mantle, who is on a part of this group. I liked his idea. So we're going to do a first place, because since it's not supposed to be super serious, we'll do a first place winner. Then we'll do a last place winner. Whoever does the worst at guessing the samples will win a bottle. If there's a tie at either direction, it's not like if there's 2 tied at the top, 2 people get a bottle. Nope. I will randomly draw on a live YouTube video. One of you will win. If there's a tie at the bottom, we'll randomly draw that. And then the third prize, if you didn't win first or last place, the other 10 people will go in a random drawing and get a third bottle. So when we get to the prize bottles, the way it'll work, first place gets to pick from the 3 bottles first, then last place gets to pick a bottle, and then whatever's left is the random person's bottle. And that's how it's going to work. So now let's go through the 12 bottles that we'll have in this. Again, all of these were recommendations by y'all, and I picked from the list the best I could. So here's the first bottle my daughter is handing me. So the first bottle that'll be in this is Maker's Mark number 46 French Oak. I don't know if you've had this bottle. I've had this bottle a couple times. I actually, Mike Wallace, who was in this contest, gave, not me, but another friend of ours a bottle of this for their birthday, and it was super good. I feel like this, if there's a bottle that I'll be able to pick out, it might be this because it has the French Oak. I could be completely wrong. But it's a really good bottle. So this one is one of them. This is not the order they'll be in. This is just one of the bottles in it. Bottle number 2. So this is Buffalo Trace, and it's a bigger bottle because they had a great deal on it, so I got a bigger bottle. Buffalo Trace. If you've never had Buffalo Trace, if you're a beginner whiskey drinker, to me, this is probably the best beginner for the price bottle. Buffalo Trace, love Buffalo Trace. One of my favorite bottles is in the drawing. Bottle number 3. So this is Four Roses OBSF series. So this is not your regular Four Roses. This is a single barrel. This bottle is outstanding. And I'll be honest, I usually would not have got this bottle for the contest. But when I was buying all these bottles at Total Wine, the lady hooked me up with a price. This is usually over, because we try to keep it around $50. This is usually closer to 60, sometimes closer to 70. She gave it to me at a really good price, so I went ahead and got this bottle, which is Four Roses OBSF series. Next, and I already going to know some of y'all are not rye fans. We only have 2 bottles around here because some of you are rye fans, so I'm trying to be diverse in this. This is the first rye. This is Sazerac rye, which is also made by the same company that makes Buffalo Trace. If you don't like rye, someone requested this bottle, but I also liked that the guy requested because it's a lighter rye, so it's not as strong of a rye. So I think it's a really good beginner rye for people that like rye or even don't like rye. Next bottle, also made by the same company that makes Buffalo Trace, the Sazerac company. This is Weller Reserve. Weller Reserve is, in my opinion, is probably my favorite like everyday sipping bottle. For the price, you can't beat it. It's really, really good, and it will be in this contest as well. Next bottle. So this one is awesome. So this is an Irish whiskey. I know a couple of you, my brother-in-law Chase, who is in this, only really drinks Irish whiskey. That's his favorite. I know Eric drinks, he's in this, he drinks Irish whiskey. This Irish whiskey, in my opinion, is my favorite Irish whiskey, and we got it for a really good deal. It's usually well over $50. Again, the lady hooked me up with it. And I was able to, some of them are a little less than 50, so I was able to like make up the margins in it. But Redbreast 12 year, in my opinion, I mean, there's probably better for way more price, but for the price is one of the best Irish whiskeys I've had. If you've never had it, it's really good, is in this. Next is Woodford Reserve Double Oak. This is, I mean, it's really, really good. A lot of you love this bottle. And if you've never had Woodford, some people argue they can't taste the difference in the regular Woodford and Double Oak. I disagree. I like the Double Oak. I keep this on my shelf. So this is in the blind as well. Next, this is our last rye. I'm going to be willing to bet most of you have not tried this. I don't have this bottle. This is Sagamore Rye. I have the Sagamore Rye 10 year, which is, just being honest, might be the best bottle of whiskey I've tried this year. This is just Sagamore Rye small batch. It's phenomenal. Another rye that's not overpowered. I love it. Personally, if you can get anything Sagamore, because they make Double Oak, they make regular. If you can get a Sagamore bottle, I recommend it. I think they're doing amazing things with whiskey. Next, so this is my favorite distillery right now. It's in Texas. This is Still Austin. This is the Still Austin straight bourbon whiskey. I love it, and I usually don't love Texas whiskeys. Personally, I think Texas whiskey has too much of a bitter taste. I love Still Austin. I've gone to the distillery and done the distillery tour. If you ever get a chance to do that, I would recommend doing it. I just think they're doing great things. And it, in my opinion, is one of my favorite brands, if not my favorite brand of whiskey on the market today. Next is this is our second bottle of Irish whiskey. Jameson, this is my brother-in-law's favorite bottle, hands down. I'll just tell you, if you're an Irish whiskey drinker, for the bang for the buck, you can't beat the price for what Jameson offers. I don't love Irish whiskey. I will drink Jameson. It's a little too, I don't know what it is. I don't, it's not my favorite. I like Redbreast more, but Redbreast is also about $15 to $20 more a bottle. But if I was, Jameson is a good bottle of Irish whiskey. So there's that. Well, we have two more. All right, this one is amazing. If you have not had this is Bardstown Original Series, 100% wheat whiskey. I actually tried this for the first time my last trip to Florida with my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law. That one was just a regular Bardstown, but this is the 100% wheat whiskey. Great bottle. You can usually get about $50. So Bardstown wheat whiskey. No more can line up there. All right, the last one. This is the Penelope wheated. I personally have not had this yet. I've heard nothing but great things about it. That it is a phenomenal wheated whiskey, that you can't go wrong with this. And it's the last one of the 12. So Penelope wheated whiskey before she brings. So these are, I can't fit them all where you can see them all right now. We're just, you can, the back two were Bardstown and Penelope. But that is your 12 bottles. Let me do this because of the bigger ones. We had the Weller and the Buffalo Trace are your big bottles because they just were on sale and I took advantage of it. That's your 12 bottles. So now is the 3 prize bottles. And again, all 3 of these bottles are great bottles. If you're a beginner or someone that's been into whiskey for a while, I think you will like these bottles. So the first of the 3 prize bottles is E.H. Taylor Small Batch. They're getting to be more accessible now. It's made by the same company that makes Buffalo Trace and those things. E.H. Taylor Small Batch is a phenomenal bottle. I have 2 on my shelf. One's half drink, the other one isn't. I bought them back when they were way harder to find. I just happened to be in the store this past weekend looking for prize bottles. The guy was literally, as I was looking, he said, "I'm fixing to put them on the shelf. Do you want one?" And I said, "Yes." So this is one of the 3 prize bottles. Bottle number 2. So this is Knob Creek 12 year. This bottle, in my opinion, is, for the price, is one of the best bottles you can get as a 12-year whiskey. It's I don't think it's a double oak, but it is a small batch, 100 proof. Like, this bottle is really good. Super, just like the flavor of it is really, really good. I don't love their just regular Knob Creek, but the 9-year and up I think are really good. The 12-year is phenomenal. So this is another one of the prize bottles. And the last one, so if you are a double oak guy, in my opinion, this is the best double oak on the market. This is the Double Oak Peerless Bourbon. I found one of these. I was literally out looking for a 3rd bottle as a prize bottle. One left on the shelf, so I bought it. Of the 3, price-wise, this is probably the most expensive. They're all, I think the Knob Creek's probably the easiest to find every day. It'd probably be H. Taylor and Peerless are about the same hardness to find. If you're a double oak guy, Mantle, I know you are. I would not be shocked if Mantle, if you won and you got this bottle, I think you would, because I know you're a Woodford guy. I think this would be your new favorite double oak. Phenomenal double oak. If you're into, bourbon a lot, I would say, and you won first place, this would be the one I picked. I love this bottle, and I'm just gonna be real honest with you. I found one, and I was really looking to see if there was something else I could get as a prize to keep this one for myself. But I didn't. I kept it for the game, and I'm not even in it. So just so we're clear, like, all of this is going to y'all. I would definitely get a sample myself, but I'm not in the contest. So these are all 3 bottles that, again, my suggestion on the winning. If you're newer to whiskey and you won first or last place, I would probably tell you, if you feel like your palate's not ready for a more distinct whiskey, I would say go E.H. Taylor. It's a step above a beginning whiskey. It's a phenomenal whiskey that people fight for to get. The 12-year is going to be a little darker of a whiskey. It's 12 years aged, so I think it's a great whiskey to have. It's a great whiskey to like give people that know about whiskeys. And then the Peerless is phenomenal. If I was winning first place, personally, I would take the Peerless. If I got last place or random draw, my second choice would be probably the Knob Creek 12-year, just because I have 2 of the E.H. Taylors right now. If I did not have E.H. Taylor, I would probably take E.H. Taylor. And then I would take 12-year because you can get this more. It's more accessible in a lot of stores, depending on where you live. Texas whiskey's pretty available. You might live somewhere where it's not as available. So this is the contest. This video will go, when this video goes out, shortly after that, I'll be mailing out the whiskey. Again, thank y'all for being a part of it. It's going to be really awesome. I'm excited for everybody to be a part of it. I'm excited to see how this goes. And I just want to remind you, like, I did this for fun. Hope y'all have a great time. Hope everything goes well, and we'll see who wins.